right, so here we have a complex circuit, and we know it's a complex circuit because it's not purely series, it's not purely parallel, it's a combination of both. And we're trying to find the overall resistance. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start typically at the positive end of the battery. We're just going to follow our path. And anytime we encounter a resistor that we have to go through, we're going to add that to our total. So we have no choice, we have to go to this resistor. So we're going to start, okay, at a minimum, this entire circuit is going to have a resistance of 6. We keep going, it branches here, and it rejoins here. So we don't have to go through either of these. We can either choose to go to the 8 or the 4. So these two are in parallel with each other. So we're not going to add the 8 and the 4 to our total. We're going to have to figure out what is the overall resistance of this part of the circuit. And remember, to figure out the overall resistance of a parallel circuit, what we're going to do is say, okay, so one of these is an 8, so it'll be 1 over 8 plus 1 over 4. And we're going to get our decimal answer for that. So 1 over 8 plus 1 over 4 gives us 0.375. And then we're going to take the inverse of that to get our overall resistance. And I have a separate video on this, again, if you want to go back and see how that works. So overall, it's 2.67. So an 8 and a 4 in parallel acts as 2.67 overall. So we can essentially say, you know what, forget about the 8, forget about the 4. We can replace this whole thing with one resistor that's 2.67. Now we say, okay, well, I have to go through this from here to here, so I'm going to add that to my total, 2.67. I keep following the battery. Here's another resistor I must cross. So I'm going to add that to my total 2, and then I return. So if I add this up, 6 plus 2.67 plus 2, I get 10.67 ohms. That is my total resistance. So that's the general way that we do this. Follow the battery, follow the circuit. If you have to go through something, add it. Otherwise, you're going to try to simplify it using one of these processes. I have another video that'll do with a slightly more complex one if you want to see that. So until next time, I am Derek Genova. Have a delightful day.